Episode 4. Let's do it.
Yes. So, welcome to episode 4 of Young and Figuring. And today's topic is culture shocks. And we are two friends from India and we are figuring out our life here in Denmark.
Yeah.
And that is what our podcast is about. So,
So we have been in Denmark for a couple of years. We both came here to study, as you can
mhm,
see from the previous episodes as well. If you go through, this is our fourth episode. So I
mhm,
think so. We are on a roll now, and we expect to continue this on and on
mhm,
as we figure it out more our life in Denmark. So you will be on the journey on with us
yeah.
along for our major milestones. Right now we are just graduated and we are looking for some full time opportunities.
Mhm,
And today we're going to talk about some culture shocks.
yeah.
So which were many, I would say,
Yeah.
for
From
us coming
like
from
from
India.
social norms to biking
Yeah,
in the rain to how quiet people are in the metro sometimes,
definitely.
we are spilling it all.
Spill all the tea that
Yes.
you can.
So, starting with the first question, what was your first impression when you arrived in Denmark?
I mean, the first impression, it was first of all when I arrived, it was in January.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty cold, and you don't see a lot of people around, especially coming from places like India, or I came from Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
So there were less people around, but I would say that they are very helping in nature.
Mm-hmm.
The people were very nice. People were very friendly. They were very helpful about, like, when I asked them, like, where should you go, how should you progress, because Denmark public transport is such that you will not understand it once you land here. You will
Mm-hmm.
have to ask someone, and they were pretty nice at the airport.
Mm-hmm.
And even some of the police officers and some of the people that I asked on the metro itself, they were very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing was, as we said in this beginning, the metro is dead silent.
Yeah.
And I think so. It's not due to the fact that they don't like to talk. It's just that they value their privacy a lot
Mm-hmm.
more.
Yeah. Well,
And
they have
we
a silent section in the metro
exactly.
specifically for people who don't want any sounds and just want to sit and read.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'm exactly.
some people also sleep in there.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you just see people either they are just putting on headphones and working on their laptops, or they
Mm-hmm.
are reading books in the silent zone.
Yeah.
But I think so. Overall, people in Denmark, they are like, they don't have these small talks a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you really have to push them or know them a lot more to have like a flowing conversation
Yes.
in, especially in like public areas. I would say
Mm-hmm.
in a metro or in a bus,
Mm-hmm.
you would see that it's dead silent. And but they are still like into their own, they're like working, or there's if you have, if there, of course there are some like university graduate like friends of us, we are going there, of course they will talk to us, but
Mm-hmm.
like grown-ups, I don't think so. Like adults,
Yeah.
once you
Yeah.
start working, once you are just traveling, I think so you just value your peace and
Yeah.
quietness over here. It's just like their way of living, I guess so.
Do you think that the weather somehow affects the affects the personality or just the
Yeah,
behavior of the people?
I mean, I would say it affects the mood definitely,
Mm-hmm.
because over here, when the peak winter is going on, I would say during like December, January, February, I think so the sun doesn't come out like maybe weeks on end.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like,
Even now, like it has started
yeah,
right now outside. It has been very cloudy for a few days.
exactly. And even if the sun is out, you never know because it doesn't get that much bright.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say the lack of vitamin D. I think so. When we came here, also we were like, we have to start taking vitamin D pills and all those things
Mm-hmm.
for to keep up the minerals and vitamins in our body to feel that. But I think so overall, also when it's dark outside,
Mm.
you tend to, you know,
People are also in a
yes,
gloomy
yeah,
mood.
in a not in a gloomy mood. I would say they are just closed off a bit more. I
Mm-hmm.
would say
Mm-hmm.
you tend to stay inside.
Yeah.
You want to just socialize with those few people that you're very close to, and
Mm-hmm.
just like chill out and just hang into your house. And people have like home parties. The
Mm-hmm.
hygge culture that we say in
Yeah.
Denmark is basically that you call some of your like very close friends over, and you just like have like some board games,
Mm-hmm.
some movie or something like that. You have hot chocolate and
Yeah.
just sit down and just enjoy the weather, because anyways when it starts to snow, and over here it also rains a bit in
Mm-hmm.
winter, I would say. So the outside is pretty, I would say, unbearable sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
because it's either that it's very faint kind of rain that it instantly freezes your skin,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have to layer your clothes as well, and then the one layer gets wet, then you're more cold because of it, and all that stuff happens. So I think so, yeah, it affects the mood, I would say,
Mm.
but in the summers it's completely opposite. Then you
Yes.
see people just partying and just getting
People are
having a
way more
gala time.
outgoing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People are willing to go out, people are on vacation with their families, they
Mm-hmm.
have this summer house culture here,
Mm.
that people just go and live in the summer house like way out of
Yeah.
on the coast or something in the other island. In Jutland, I think so,
Mm-hmm.
most of the summer house are, and they just live over there for a month, and they just go there with their family, enjoy
Mm-hmm.
the peaceful and calmness with their family, have barbecues, have whatever you want in the summer house, and they come back. So I think so, yeah. It definitely, the weather is such that it affects
Mm.
the
Did you
day-to-day lives and the
expect
mood.
the weather to affect you as much, like, as it has?
I wouldn't say it has affected me much on that level, I
Mm-hmm.
would say, but that also is due to the fact that I think so we came here to study. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we had something to do always. If I would have come here professionally
Mm.
and I wouldn't have made so many friends as we did in university, then I think
Yeah.
so it would have affected me more, because then you are just sitting inside the room, outside
Yeah.
is dark, and you are just sitting, just having your own stuff, and then just going to work and coming back. So
Mm-hmm.
I think so that time, but for me, I don't think so it has affected me much. I haven't even like tried taking the vitamin D pills and all that stuff. I've just like uh, just stuck to my original plan and
Mm-hmm.
original diet and all. So I have not, I think so, affected me that much on a personal level, I would
Mm-hmm.
say. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know about others, but personally I think so, if you have lots of friends that you have in
Mm-hmm.
university, I think so you will not feel that much, because you will always have something or the other to do, and people to call, people to just have a chat about it. Even we used to, in our first second semesters, we used to just during the winters, we used to just sit in one room and just talk,
Chill.
just
Yeah.
chill. I mean, and the time used to just flow.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we used to just go on and on, and we used to see, oh shit, now it's like 1 o'clock at night, and then it's like, then we have to go back through the whole windy and snow, all that stuff. So
Yep.
yeah,
How different is everyday life here as compared to back home?
I mean, that's where the I think so Denmark lacks a bit, or I don't think so. I would
Mm.
say use the word lack a bit, but I think so it's due to the low population here,
Mm.
because some of the convenience apps that we
Mm.
have, especially in India now, we have tons. Even in Dubai, there were lots. We have Volt here, but that is fine. But I think so a lot of these like online grocery
Mm.
apps that have, or services online that you can
Mm.
just call someone, and they on an app, and they just come show up 2 hours later and just are done with the work that
So
you call for.
convenience.
Exactly,
Mm.
convenience is the name of the game, I would say.
Mm.
But over here, I think so the population is, I think so, a bit less, I would
Mm.
say. They have a constrained population, and I think so over here the main mantra of the game is people want to do it with their own hands.
Mm.
Because over here I've seen a lot of my friends, a lot of like many of my Danish friends, they have been repairing their own stuff
Yeah.
since very
Yeah.
young time.
Repairing the
Yes,
cycles,
cycles,
like,
especially they start with the cycles,
yes.
and they also know how to repair everything inside their homes,
Mm-hmm.
right from like dishwashers to electric heaters,
Mm-hmm.
geezers,
Mm.
water heaters,
They're
whatever.
really well equipped
Yeah,
and
exactly,
taught.
exactly. So
Mm-hmm.
I think so over here the name of the game is like they like to do that, I
Yeah.
think so. It's like their way of spending time together as a family also,
Mm.
maybe like like a father and a child.
Mm-hmm.
They spend time together while doing that activity, so they
Mm.
look at it as in a different sense. They don't look at it as a convenience factor, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
They look at it as a bonding time, spending time together with your families, and I think so that's also really nice. But
Yes.
for students, as when we come into this culture, I think so that
Mm-hmm.
is a shock, that it's like you're doing something, you're doing work to
Mm-hmm.
bond with or but basically for them it's like teaching the younger generation about how
Yes.
they have grown up, and then making them able to withstand like on their own feet.
Mm-hmm.
They help them stand on their own feet, because when you buy a house, you will face these challenges. You can't always call someone at the middle of the night, and then
Mm-hmm.
you have to be able, I need to have those skills, some basic life skills, I would say.
Yes.
So I think so that is a bit of a culture shock over here, that I would say. But overall it's nice, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How different, what shocked you most about the Danish social culture?
I think so. It's only the most shocking thing that I thought was the lack of small talk, I would say. So I think so. They just like get to the point very quickly, and they're like, okay, now we have discussed this,
Mm-hmm.
then that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. Then we are done for the day.
Mm-hmm.
They initially, I would say, when you
Mm.
make some Danish friends, I think so. Initially, you would be like, ki, okay, they just, when they say we'll meet for an hour, they just meet for an hour and
Mhm.
then they go back
Yeah.
because they have everything lined up according
Mhm.
to a schedule. But I think so when you get to know them more, then you will start being included in their plans and like, going out with some clubbing or something
Mhm.
like that, especially at university level. I would say, because many of our classes we have these group projects here.
Mhm.
So many of our friends are Danish in those group projects, and they just come and initially they will just give you the cold
Yeah.
shoulder, especially definitely if you go and try and talk to them. But once you get to know them a bit more, you work with them, then they will start to open up a bit
Mhm.
more, I would say. That was the one. And the drinking culture here, because I
Mhm.
personally, I don't drink that much.
Beer is like water.
Yes, beer is like, they enjoy beer like anything.
Mhm.
I think so. It's like a way of,
It's like they
I don't know. It's
celebrate
like,
it.
exactly. It's like
Yeah.
a way of celebrating, because I think so. They have Tuborg and
Carlsberg is
Carlsberg
from
is
here.
from here. So I
Mhm.
think so. It's there like what you can say. It's like a national culture, I would say.
Mhm.
Like they and it's over here definitely. The once it gets in the winter time, I think so. People need beer to hang around inside, and it makes it much easier to make new friends, I would say.
Also heats up your body.
Yeah, it heats up your body
Yeah.
definitely.
For me, the shocking part was how like honest people are. Like people just like outside of cap, you will see people leaving strollers, like baby strollers with babies in them, outside
Yeah,
of cafes, restaurants, or like while they're sitting inside. And it is also to get the babies used to
yeah.
the
The weather.
weather
Yeah.
since they are like very young. But also it just amazes me like how they are comfortable and like just chill with doing that.
Yeah, yeah. And we also saw once we went to the beach, and we saw
Mhm.
like this family had come out and they took their baby and dipped it in the cold water, and I was like, my God, they're just starting from a young age.
Yep.
I think so. And I think so that, of course, what Giri said, I think so that is also one of the major points. It's like a trust based society, I
Mhm.
would say.
Mhm.
Because over here there is still, like in Jutland, if you go, there are still like places where farmers just keep their produce outside their farms,
Yeah.
and they just say that, okay, this is the price. You just leave it or just pay it on mobile pay, and they
Mhm.
just take the stuff with you.
Mhm.
No one is there at like a shop to see that who took
Mhm.
what. They are not into that. Over here we see it in the metro and S train also. The gates are, there are no like aisles or something, gates that block
Mhm.
you from entering the train. It's just trust based society, that okay, everyone is tagging in and everyone has taken a ticket.
Mhm.
Of course there are ticket collectors and ticket checkers, but they are like very few and often in between.
Mhm.
Not like you will have to present it, like especially in India or in Dubai, where we have, you can't even enter the
Mhm.
concourse without
Mhm.
actually tapping in your card or
Yeah.
tapping in the ticket, I would say. So I think so they are very very trustworthy, and I think so that also shows up in their way of life, that they are
Mhm.
very independent, and they feel like if they have the rules, they will follow them.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like you follow the rules, everyone follows their rules,
Yeah.
and everyone's life is peaceful.
Yeah, it is the people who make the country more peaceful, not the like you can't like you can put any amount of rules on people, but if they do not follow it, it does not make any sense.
Yeah,
It
definitely.
is the people who make it a better place to live.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, I would say.
Yeah.
And I think so people over here, they're like, it's just what is expected of them.
Mhm.
It's like from, I think so it's their upbringing also, that okay, these are like some certain rules that
Mhm.
everyone follows, and I think so you follow them, then
Mhm.
you will lead a peaceful life here.
Yep.
No one is gonna ask you or trouble you with anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the biking culture in Denmark?
Oh my God, biking culture was, I had heard a lot about biking culture in
Mhm.
Scandinavia as such
Mhm.
in general, but Denmark, I saw once. We actually, whenever we go to the city, you see
Mhm.
like a whole host of cycles going around. Whatever time of day or night you go, there will
Mhm.
be people cycling in the city, and I think so they have done a pretty good job of actually making it possible inside
Mhm.
the city. Everywhere there are bike lanes, separate cycling lanes. There are signals for cycles,
Mhm.
and they give the preference. Even the cars and
Mhm.
the pedestrians, they give way for cycles. But I think so also there's one thing, that during the winter,
Mhm.
when there's formation of slate in this, they salt the cycling lanes, and then there is snow, and then everything mixes up together,
Mhm.
and there is this, like, this
Thin
thin
layer of
layer of, yeah,
ice.
exactly. That is very worst, I would say. Like, I have
And
slipped
makes.
even close by here also, while going to campus I've slipped once or twice, and
Mhm.
it's not a good sight to be in.
Yes.
So I would say, but I think so it makes it also very easy for like commuting to
Mhm.
places. You can take your bike and get into a bus or a train any time
Mhm.
of the day. I think so in the bus, not in the peak times, but in the off peak times you can go. And in the metro, you can take a ticket for your cycle.
Mhm.
In the S trains, it's completely free. S trains, you
Mhm.
can just take the your bike and just go wherever you want. So we are going to have a bit, we're going to have to stand up. Is it gonna work? Yes, it's gonna work. So that's how you do it in student dorms, the lighting.
Yeah, here in Denmark, the lights are most of the places have lights which are like motion
Auto, yeah,
censored,
motion sensor, so
so
it
they
automatically
just
turns off.
turn off
Yeah,
like if you're not moving for quite some
and
time.
that's also culture shock. This one, the color of the lights is yellow. In India or
Oh
Dubai, you will
yes,
see it's completely white and it's like
yes,
so bright.
mm-hmm.
And over here, you have to get used to dim lights.
Yes.
But that's also a bit, I would say, not depressing, but it take like
It takes
it
time
doesn't.
to
It
get
takes
used to.
time to get used to.
But
I
also,
think
like
so.
when I went back to India for the first time after being in Denmark for like 1.5 years or maybe 1 year, uh, it was like the white lights in my home was too much for me. Like
Yeah.
it was almost hard to bear, and then I had to get used to those lights as opposed
Again,
to
yeah,
green.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I feel the yellow lights are way more warmer on the eyes
Definitely
as
true,
compared
because
to the
it's
white
like
lights.
more appealing, I would say, and it
Hmm.
like doesn't blast your eyeballs,
Yeah.
and you're fine with it. So
Hmm.
I think so. That's also a culture shock. So
Yeah.
you get one more.
Yes. What about Danish food and like grocery stores? Like, was it easy to adjust for you? And like, what are some Danish foods you would recommend or you like?
I think so. It was quite easy to get used to because it's like any other grocery store. It's just
Mm-hmm.
that we need to get used to the names of the
Mm-hmm.
brands and get used to names of the grocery items that were that equivalent to what you call
Mm-hmm.
it in Danish. I think so. The grocery stores are pretty nice. There are a lot of there's variety of them, I would say, and you get
Mm-hmm.
if you play your cards right, you will get cheap groceries somewhere or the other. So you have
Yeah.
to check which one has the most sales going on.
Yeah.
Regarding Danish food, I think so. The bakery items I love a lot. The
Mm-hmm.
bread is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Croissants and cinnamon rolls are really
Yes.
good. I would say hot chocolate is also really nice
Mm-hmm.
that they make here. What I have personally
Mm-hmm.
seen, cakes, the drum cake,
Yeah.
and the I think so. There is one more type of cake that they have, the muffins or something like that. I think so. That is
Mm-hmm.
also really nice.
Mm-hmm. Rizalama.
Risalama
Yes.
is like a sweet rice porridge thingy.
Yeah.
I think so.
With
That's
some,
also really
I
nice.
think so. It's with kirkebe sauce
Yeah. So
on
cherry
it,
sauce, I think
cherry
so.
sauce on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yes,
So that is
which
also
is
really
pretty nice.
nice.
It's like a more Christmassy thing. Like
Yeah.
since Christmas is coming up now,
Yes.
so like in a few months, so those will be around, and I think so. I have started seeing them already in
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
grocery
Yes,
stores
yes,
in
yes.
Netto and other places. I've
Definitely.
already seen Rizalama like boxes.
Boxes of it.
Mm-hmm.
Even Glock wine, I think so.
Yeah,
That's really
like the hot
Danish wine.
wine basically.
Exactly. So it's infused with some spices and you drink it hot.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. That was very
It's very
different for me,
soothing.
I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a very, not even a shock for me, but I would say, like, why would you drink something that's wine that also hot?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it makes sense here
yeah.
because if you're visiting a Christmas market,
Mm.
then if it's very cold outside, then you can just take a glass of Glock and just, while
Yeah,
you're moving
hold it
around,
and
just
like
hold it and then, yeah.
holding it feels so nice because it's like warm, and then you can just walk around the entire market and
Yeah, yeah,
just
definitely.
look at the lights and everything else. For me, food wise, some like savory things that I like. I am still not the biggest fan of the small
Small
bro,
bro, yeah.
but some savory things which I like is like first is the fleskesteg sandwich. I recently tried it as well. I'll be posting a vlog about it later. But the fleskesteg sandwich is basically a pork belly sandwich. It is really delicious, and like it is very filling because and the pork belly provides a lot of flavor, like it has the umami flavor in it. Apart from that, I really like the kuling tatleta, which is like the chicken tarts. Like in the tart
Ah,
shell
yeah.
you will have like a creamy like very nice
Cheese or
chicken
sauce.
filling,
Mm-hmm.
and it tastes really nice.
Nice.
And what other thing? Yeah, Rizalama,
Yes,
as
Alama,
we talked
yes.
about, is one of my favorite. Like it is not really sweet, and it is, but it's like a soul food.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel very close to like I won't say it's very close to kheer, but it gives me the same feeling as a kheer,
Yeah,
like
definitely.
a
Yes, yes.
rice kheer.
I think so. Yeah, I think
Mm-hmm.
so. It's because I love to eat like sweet things. So I think
Mm-hmm.
so. Now you can see who eats more sweet. So he is more of a savory guy.
uh,
But yeah, they have. I think so. They have a lot of their own take on a
hmm,
lot of stuff, and it's
yeah.
really nice to see what they
Yeah.
have because it's like what grows here and what they are famous for. I think so.
Yeah.
They try to put in licorice is also something
Yeah.
that I tried and I quite liked it. So many people do not like it, but
Mm-hmm.
for me it was nice. I would
Yeah,
say
for
for
me
my
it is
experience
like
was good.
a no
Oh,
go.
I mean, I also have had it like like twice or thrice, I think so, but
Hmm.
I have not like disliked it so much.
Yeah.
But I was like, but I would say that many people will not like it. The
Yeah.
taste, I would say.
If you but, or and one crazy thing for me was actually getting to know what licorice is. So I was like, okay, people like because people here have licorice candies and other stuff, and I was like, okay, what is this thing? And I looked it up, and it is mulethi. So for people in India, you would know like mulethi is like in you would see it present in toothpaste or like
Yeah,
some herbal things
I
and
think so.
all.
It's a
And
root, right?
yeah,
I
it
think so.
is
It's a
a root,
gummy root. I think so.
and it is really famous and it has lots of medicinal uses.
Yeah,
So it was insane to know that people here consume it as a candy as opposed to like, and it is a nice
yeah,
thing
yeah.
actually.
Definitely,
Like
yes.
having it as a candy is a completely different experience.
Yeah, yeah, true
Hmm.
that. I think so. They try to also flavor it a bit with the
Yeah,
different
yeah,
fruits or
different. Yeah.
something like that. And I think so. I tried a few of them like
Hmm.
apple, orange.
Yeah.
They eat cherry a lot over here. Cherry
Yeah.
sauce is a big thing here. A potato salad, that is
Hmm.
also a new thing
Yeah.
that I saw over here. And they eat a lot of potato salad,
Hmm.
and it's really nice. It's very
Yes.
meaty. It's very nice, and it's a really like hefty
Hmm.
meal. I would say having potato salad with like turkey or chicken or
Yeah.
whatever with some protein.
Yes.
So yeah, I think so. That
Yeah.
was.
Moving from like social culture to academic culture, how was studying in Denmark different from India?
I think so. I would attribute it completely to what type of a student you are
Mm-hmm.
and what is easier for you to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Because in basically, if you compare the two, it's not an apples to oranges type
Mm.
of like direct comparison. I would
Yeah.
say India, you will have a very rigid schedule, rigid syllabus,
Mm-hmm.
rigid courses that you need to take. Over here, it's all up to you. Again, as we talked about, the people here are very independent and they expect you to
Mm-hmm.
put in the effort more than like they just tell you what you
Mm-hmm.
need to have. There will be some mandatory courses, but those are like only out of 120 credits. I think so we have only 30 credits
30
that are
credits for
mandatory.
mandatory
So
courses.
those are only 30 credit courses are only the mandatory ones, and
Mm-hmm.
other than that, you can take whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
And I think so it's up to you to decide, because you can like sign up for like say 10 courses at the beginning of the semester and you
Yeah.
just attend every single class in the first week, and then
Mm-hmm.
they just drop whatever you don't want.
Yes.
And that's also encouraged, I would say, over
Mm-hmm.
here. Everything is published online, the
Yes.
previous grade, the previous this thing, what you say, the pass percentage or whatever
Mm-hmm.
you want to see about the course. There's the syllabus is there. There is all the details are given about the course. You
Mm-hmm.
can ask your seniors, juniors, whatever about the course that you want to ask about. I think so. Then you choose. Then
Mm.
if it's better that if it's your responsibility to take the course, and then
Yeah.
just go ahead with it. And also they encourage you to take special courses as well that are
Yeah.
not actually in the curriculum or in the course base, but you make your own course and just what you can say, ask a professor to
Yeah.
be like a supervisor and
Mm-hmm.
just decide what you want to do about that
Mm-hmm.
course and just use those credits for whatever you want. I think
Mm-hmm.
so. So that's good, I think so,
Yeah.
academically.
My next question was gonna be like, did you find the system more relaxed or more demanding? But I think so. Like what you said
Yeah,
answers it quite a bit because you decide what you want it to be. Like, because you organize everything yourself. Your study planner, you can take. Actually, it is suggested to take like less credits in the starting semesters. Like
yeah,
in the first semester, 20 25 is also a lot. 20 credits or so is good to start with. I know as we are coming from outside of Europe, like being non-Europeans, coming from Asian countries, we are used to doing more,
yeah,
like putting more like pressure on studying. But
definitely.
it is suggested way more that you actually connect with more people, and because that's how you get jobs. And like that is also something that we did not, like at least I did not do. I also took like 25 ECTS in the first semester,
Yeah,
and like throughout the entire masters, I realized how I need to connect more with people to actually get in the industry way
I
more
mean,
than
like,
just
yeah,
studying.
true, attend
S-
events and just
yes,
have
attend.
your own network of events. The events are always happening at
Yes,
DTO, I
yes,
think
yes.
so. And I also feel like the type of evaluation here is also very,
Mm-hmm.
I will not say relaxed, but it's
Yes.
also up to you, because most of the evaluation is either oral exams
Mm-hmm.
or it is like group projects and assignments.
Yeah.
So it's up to you and your group about how you
Mm-hmm.
do it, how much time do you give your courses, and how you do it. I think so. And I think so. I have had some Danish group members in my group as well, and they have always been like very helpful and all. But they are like, okay, we schedule it accordingly, and then we'll do the work accordingly
Mm-hmm.
itself. They will not be you if you ask them, then they're like, okay, this one day is fine, we can extend. But later if you start lagging behind, then it's your own responsibility to cover up the thing.
Yeah.
It's not, no one is going to babysit you and do work for you
Mm-hmm.
or help you, that, oh, you're my friend, so you will do it. I think
Mm-hmm.
so no one does that over here. It's about your own responsibility, your own
Yeah.
personality also, as a individual, that
Mm-hmm.
okay, if I'm lagging behind, I take responsibility for it. And I think so the group works and assignments, you actually put in the
Mm-hmm.
percentage of work and what each everyone has
Mm-hmm.
done in the group, and accordingly the professor grants you the grade.
Yeah.
So I think so that is also a way of putting their faith in you, that
Mm-hmm.
okay, if you have chosen this subject, then
Yeah.
it's you who needs the knowledge. It's
Mm-hmm.
not them that they want to give you the knowledge. It's
Yeah.
like you have, so you will study more if,
Mm-hmm.
matlab, of course,
Yes.
definitely.
For me, there were like, if we think about academic shocks, I had two like differences from India. First, like I'll go over them one by one and we can talk about them.
Yeah,
First one is the exams being like aided.
yeah,
Like here in exams you can like mostly you type, like you write them on your laptop, most of the exams. So you can also use aids in your exams, like you can use your study material, you can use your lecture notes, you can use a lot of things, which is very like it is like an open book test, which was very shocking for me, as in India, like I don't think so I've ever had exams
yeah,
where we had like aids, like books or
yeah,
something
textbooks,
to
you couldn't take
refer.
anything. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
but that also shows like how complex the questions are in the like examinations, that they know that even if you have all the help to take from different
You'll
aids,
not be able to.
yeah, you can't just like you can't just be like, oh, I'll show up to exam and I'll go through my notes and I'll be
Yeah,
able to find the answers in them. The questions are made in such a way that you actually need to know the concepts really
yeah,
thoroughly.
it's basically more of application based, I would say.
Yeah.
So they will give you the theory, but
Mm-hmm.
it's up to you how you apply it.
Yeah.
So you should also have attended the lectures and know how to apply those concepts
Mm-hmm.
in the questions. And I think so they're pretty smart professors here, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Every single professor I've seen in DTU has like, like 20, 25 years of
Yeah.
research experience. So I think so they are not going to be fooled with
Mm-hmm.
like, they, if they are giving the book or something, textbook and all aids with your internet and everything, they will make the question paper as
Mm-hmm.
well at that level, that even though you have everything, you will still have to work very hard to
Yeah.
actually apply those concepts and know how to solve those questions, I
Yeah.
would say. Yeah,
Second academic shock for me was calling the professors by their name. Like when we came here, and we were just told, okay, here you call everyone by their name, you don't add sir. Like in India,
yeah,
we
yeah.
usually used to call professors sir or madam as a sign of respect as well. But calling them by their first name was like a taboo.
I would say, yeah, that was also a big shock for me. But then, if during my, it's also like in India, I never spoke to most of my professors. Also over
Mm-hmm.
here, it was like I didn't speak in my first semester itself. In my first course, in my first or second semester, that's when I started to go to actually
Yeah.
like professors' cabin, and ask doubts, or like ask him what, and they were very chill about it, because the thing was like, I think so in India there is a bit of a like a distance between the
Mm-hmm.
student and a professor.
Mm-hmm.
But I think so that's only in bachelor's. In masters, I think so you have to step up and
Mm-hmm.
ask professor stuff, actually think about, okay, where is this course going, what your outcomes you want from this
Yes.
course, and how you want to do this course. So
As we were saying, like calling the professor by the name was quite a shock. So from that, do you want to share like any funny or embarrassing or like culture shock moment that you have faced here in Denmark?
I think so culture shock was, of course, when I started riding cycles over here. I think so the
Mm-hmm.
rules of cycling are a bit mystery to me still. but I think so you need to follow certain decorum while cycling over
Yeah.
here. I think so the lane swapping, and sometimes in the city, I think so it's very confusing for
Mhm.
new cyclists. I always go in some wrong lane, and then I get funny looks and all that stuff happens.
Huh.
And also I think so over here, it's I think so it's the we went to Bellevue the first time, I
Mhm.
think so, and it was very common for people to just undress in public.
Yeah.
And I think so it's not the norm in India, but
Mhm.
you see it very rarely in
Mhm.
India happening. But over here, everyone was very chill about it. And
Mhm.
winter bathing and all, if you go for winter bathing in the in
Mhm.
the beach, I think so you will see like people just go on about their business and
Yes.
not worry about anything.
Yeah, it's not like in India, nudity or something has become a taboo,
Yeah,
I feel. But here, like, it's just like we are humans. They like it's not a
it's like,
shocking
yeah.
thing. It's not a, like, why do we need to be embarrassed about our own bodies? Like,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
does not
true, true.
make
I
any
mean, of
sense.
course, definitely. But it was like a shock for us also
Mm-hmm.
when we first time
Exactly.
went, and then we were
Exactly.
like, this just in the open.
For me, there was a funny moment in there are many other moments, but this was quite funny that in one of the exams, as I said, uh, like the exams are pretty different here. So uh, you you can't, a lot of people can't go to the washroom together, right? But also before that, I'll share with you another thing. In the examination itself, one of them is like you can bring food or whatever snacks you want
Oh
to
yeah.
bring to exam, which I did not know about, because, well, I'm not thinking about having food when I'm going to give an
But
examination.
we also didn't know the exams were 4 hours long
Yeah, yeah,
before.
yeah.
It was
But
one
yeah,
sitting.
people get hungry.
Yeah.
So my first exam was like 4 hours long, and 2 hours in, I'm feeling hungry, and there was a girl sitting besides me, and out of her bag she took out a bunch of bananas, two or three like snack bars, an apple, like I don't know what it was, like a cake thingy, like uh coffee, like
Yeah, in the thermos.
in a thermos, a
Yeah.
coffee, and like she kept like taking things out, and I was like, ah, it's gonna be really bad, because the thing is, like, of course, well, she is entitled to eat her own food, but 2 hours in, all I can think about is there's so much food besides me, I am hungry, but I cannot eat any of it.
And you have to
Uh,
write a paper on top of
yes,
it.
and I was getting like more and more like my focus was getting more and
Yeah,
more
hunger
disturbed.
was taking over his mind.
Yes, yes, rather than the like writing the actual examination. I still got a 7 in it, but
I think so it's also like people who eat too loudly also in the exam hall. Like they
Mhm.
have these chips and crisp, and they're
Yeah,
just sitting right next to you, and you're trying to think of
yeah.
some answer, and you just hear nom,
Mhm.
nom, nom, nom.
So the second story that the first story that I was going to tell you is that in the same like examination, this was my first time I was going to the washroom, and as soon as I got out, there are a few old people. I am not sure
The
if they
invigilators. Yeah,
volunteered,
yeah, I think so.
but or if they are paid. I'm not really sure
Yeah.
about that scenario. But when you go out, and you're going to the washroom, there will be a person who follows you, and I did not know that. So I went out of the room, and I'm walking towards the washroom, and as soon as I got out, I smiled at this lady, and I'm walking to the washroom, and she is coming behind me. I thought she is also going to the washroom, but then I'm walking, and it was feeling like she's chasing behind me. So at this point, I'm in an awkward situation while I start walking faster, and she started walking faster as well. So I just go to the washroom. I am inside, and when I come out, she's still there, like still there. So it was very weird for me that, but later on I got to know that this is a thing that okay, they have to kind of escort you
Yeah.
to a washroom,
Yeah.
and
And I think so nowadays it's also like the guy sits in outside of all
yeah,
the washrooms, and then they assign you one also. Like
yes.
they just tell you the number. Okay, go to number 6, go
Oh,
to number
this I did
7.
not know.
Yeah, like the recent exams, the last exams that I had at DTU had this
Mm-hmm.
system now.
Yeah,
I think so. I think so. It also depends on the venue. If it
yeah,
gives you the opportunity to have
yes,
these multiple
yeah, yeah,
washrooms, then they assign you one. I think so,
yeah.
because I think so they have to also write down. the how many people went out of the room and how many people came
yeah,
in. I think so because all the invigilators, I think so, they are all very old people, and I think so they volunteer sort of.
yeah,
It's like a voluntary position, I think so, being an invigilator, because
yeah.
most of the times they are not associated with the act, with the exam, or they don't
Yes.
know about the subject or anything. They are
Yeah.
just there to just collect the paper, just have
Yeah.
yeah,
Maintain
maintain the
discipline
decorum.
and
Yeah,
everything else.
that's what.
Also, like something which is pretty different is if you are even like 2 to 3 minutes late to an exam, there's a high chance that you won't be able to
Hmm.
appear, like you won't be able to sit for it. Like they take discipline very seriously, and it happened to one of our friends.
Yeah, yeah,
He was late to one of his exams because he could not find the building, and he was like 4 to 5 minutes late, but they did not let him sit for the exam because like it is that strict,
yeah,
because they
definitely.
also feel that it will disturb the students who are already giving the exam, because you will come in and take out all the stuff from your bag, then the
True, true.
invigilator has to collect things from, like see if your mobile is turned off, have to take your sign and stuff, so that can be very disturbing for the students who have already started. So this is also a thing that you should be on time when it comes to exams.
Definitely, and you should have your ID card as well. I
Yes,
think so. The
ID
student
cards and
ID
everything is there.
is very important.
That is the
That
that
turning
is
off your
very
phone,
basic.
and
Yes.
that's a very basic. But still,
Hmm.
I think so. It's all comes down to also the fairness, that
Hmm.
everyone is treated
Hmm.
fairly and equally. And if
Yeah.
someone is coming late, that will be like an unfair
Yeah.
advantage to them, that they are still allowed to give the
Yeah.
exam.
What's something you initially found strange, but now you like about being like living here in Denmark?
Now I would say the silence is good. For some reason, since we
Yeah.
have graduated now, and then
Mm-hmm.
we have these, like I was working as a student position before in my company. When I used to come back, I used to really appreciate the
Mm-hmm.
silence in the bus, that everyone just up to them, and if I have someone with me, then of course we can talk
Mm-hmm.
or something like that. But I think so the silence, the I wouldn't say like the lack of small talk, but just the silence in the public transportation in general,
Yeah.
I would say is very much appreciated, because then when we have these late party nights and you're coming back and they're like just these drunk people everywhere, they're just shouting and just screaming
Yeah.
everywhere. It's fun to do, but I think so in general it's pretty nice, that I would think now that the silence on the public transport is pretty nice.
Yeah. For me, it was also how punctual people here are.
Yeah,
Like, like I did not find it strange in the beginning, but I was just not like in India. It used to happen a lot of times, like not just in like very formal settings, but also with friends. Here, as compared to India, like in India, if my friend says like, okay, we should meet here at
yeah.
this time at 4:30 in the afternoon, let's meet here, and there was a huge possibility that the plan gets postponed by like an hour or maybe
Definitely.
two sometimes as well. But here it, like they really uh like respect people, like each other's time, which I find which
Yeah,
is really nice, that if you tell someone that you're going to be here at this moment, uh mostly people will be there, and if they are not, they will actually let you know very much in advance that okay, I might be late for this thing. So even friends do this, like I might be late for this thing, so if you wanna like maybe do this thing later, or if it is fine with
yeah.
you that I'm coming
Coming
late.
late,
So
yeah.
yeah, that is also a huge thing here.
And I think so it's also that they start, if you're starting something at 5, they
Hmm.
start that thing at 5, they
Yes.
don't arrive at 5.
Yeah.
In India it's given that if you tell something that an event is starting at 5, they will arrive at 5.
Hmm.
But over here it's like they arrive 10 minutes before
Yes.
that, 4:50, and
Hmm.
by 5 o'clock you should actually start the activity or the
Yes.
event that you're starting, I think so. So that is really nice, that it actually, the thing that is supposed to happen starts
Yes.
at that prescribed time.
Hmm.
So that is very nice about here. That's true. Yes, very punctuality,
Yes.
and just the, I think so, the uh, trust in society, I would say, like the
Hmm.
trust in people, that everyone will follow the rules and everyone will just take care of themselves and just
Yes.
carry it forward, I think so.
Hmm.
It's very nice to see. Yeah, it's very, I would say,
Hmm. one
heartwarming.
one piece of advice that you would like to give to someone who is coming here soon.
I would say, I so keep at it. In the beginning, you might feel a bit out of place.
Hmm.
Definitely, people may not talk to you as much as you're used to. that
Hmm.
people might not respond instantly, but give it a bit of time, make some good friends initially, make some, like, you will have to initiate a bit more in the beginning, but
Hmm.
then later on, once you get to know them much better, I think
Hmm.
so, then things will start to fall in place, I
Yeah.
think so. You have like a core group of friends that you can rely on,
Hmm.
and I think so everything else will just fall into place, I would say.
Yeah. I would say be ready for change. Like, of course, there are things that you will
Yeah,
feel are really new. There are things that you might not be used to back from home, but that's what makes the entire thing more exciting, and the
definitely.
challenge makes it way more exciting. And it is the part and parcel of living abroad in another country.
I think so it's also an advantage, I would say. Like,
Yeah.
just trying out, you can try out new things. You
Yeah.
can do a lot of different, activities or events that you never, imagined doing before.
Yes.
Yeah, go out of your comfort zone, test your limits. I think so,
Hmm.
and that's a really nice thing because now over here, no one knows you. You're also new to them as they are to you. So even
Hmm.
you can go and be a different person if you want to,
Yeah.
completely, and just go out and have fun, or whatever. Try the things that you never thought of before.
Hmm.
I think so. That is a really nice thing to do once you're in a new country itself.
Yeah. From that, we come to an end to this specific episode of the podcast.
Number
But
four.
if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share it with your friends who might
Yes,
be coming to Denmark
definitely.
soon, or with the friends who are already living here. And tell us in the comments which culture shocks
Shock.
that
Yeah,
you have faced here in Denmark, or maybe if you are a Danish person, so like something that you found
yeah.
shocking while interacting
Cutting with
with
internationals.
non-European or
Yeah,
internationals.
definitely.
And subscribe to the channel for more podcasts and more vlogs that keep coming up. I
Definitely.
share a lot of things that we do in date
Day to
like
day lives.
in day-to-day lives, but more like events. Like recently there was a Diwali event which I'll be posting about soon, and there is another one coming up where this guy and some of his friends are performing.
I think
uh,
so. You're gonna have a lot of content coming your way in on this
yes.
channel. So just keep subscribe to his channel,
So
and you will get all the
subscribe,
new
press
videos.
the bell icon if you want to be updated
Yeah.
about the new videos. And there is another clips channel where I post random funny stuff from our old vlogs, and also from like
Yeah.
the things that we are doing now, some behind the scenes, some snippets, some things that like maybe completely new content as well, which I do not post on this channel. So you can subscribe to that as well. I'll put the link to that channel in the description. So see you next time. Bye bye.
Peace.